up a chair, take a taste. Come join us. Life is so endlessly delicious. Not my words, but they perfectly summarize what I'm feeling as we are about to embark on another Jamaica Magazine experience. I am, as always, Adrian Atkinson. It's a pleasure to have your company today. Stay put on that chair you've pulled up. I promise you won't want to miss what's on offer. Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, celebrating over 20 years of investment in community development. JSIF has forged relationships with international funding partners as well as private and public sector entities. Let us continue to invest to reduce vulnerabilities. Let us build our social capital and resilient infrastructures to ensure full participation in Vision 2030. JSIF, investing for community development. The Rural Agricultural Development Authority, its name spells out accurately what this agency is mandated to do. It's a mandate that was put to the test earlier this year when the world began to face the realization that we were and still are in the middle of a global pandemic. It's a health crisis that has impacted all areas of life, including food supply. Up next, the facts on what RADA has been doing to keep Jamaican farmers in the green and the nation fed.
Welcome to Get the Facts, a program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm your host, Enthros Campbell. With every crisis comes challenges, but also opportunities. The COVID-19 pandemic created a supply and demand imbalance with a glut of agricultural produce on the market. But the government took the opportunity to restructure some areas of the agriculture industry, benefiting farmers and safeguarding the country's food security. The agency charged with that responsibility is the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA. And joining us today to give some information on how this is going is the Chief Executive Officer, Peter Thompson. Mr. Thompson, welcome to the program and thank you so much for joining us. Let us start by telling us about some information on RADA itself, its function and roles.
Well, RADA is the chief extension arm of the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, responsible for the extension services. So we operate a home economics department that deals with farm families and focusing on nutrition and health of the farm family. And we have the extension services that focus on getting the farmers to produce efficiently using available technologies that will enhance production and productivity.
Right. But tell me about your intervention. So you have some older farmers who couldn't go out and then the hotels closing down. So what were some of the things that you did?
Well, what we have done is that we approached the ministry and said that we have to do something to assist the farmers. So out of a discussion we had with the ministers, monies were made available to go into the market and to buy produce from the farmers. I must tell you that the production level was really up because we were on a drive to increase production and productivity, and that had stepped up. And in so doing, we realized that the farmers have excess production out there. Having schools closed and the hotel sector closed, there were excess at hand. So we intervene in the market and we buy the produce at a reasonable price, and using 2 contracted purveyors at the time, we have 4 now. And we start out what is called a mobile market operations, where we take the produce from the farmers in the field.
Yes.
And we take it to the centers where they were washed, graded, and packaged, and then taken to the town centers, corporate areas, and some business establishments right across Africa, and it has been going successful.
Right. Do you have plans to continue this, and until when?
Yes, we currently are doing it. We see no immediate end in sight because it is working. And to date, I must tell you, we have assisted the farmers in marketing over 3,527 tons of agricultural produce. And we
Right.
have been having market consistently right across Jamaica.
Right, great. So, but if you have an issue with farmers going out, how are you getting more produce? Your extension officers
Well,
are now in the field.
well, the extension officers are responsible for organizing the farmers. They come to a central point where the produce is graded and packed and moved to a location where they're graded and repackaged for distribution. So the
Oh,
extension officers and the marketing officers of RADA play a critical role in getting the farmers to mobilize them and to get the produce at a central point.
all right.
Unfortunately, the rules are being relaxed, so some of the farmers are able to attend to their fields. As you know, the age limit now to stay at home move up probably over time and so.
Right. So tell me something about what are you doing to ensure that you have younger farmers in the field so we won't have this issue coming up again.
Well, we are working with 4-H, Jamaica 4-H clubs, and of course we are employing new technologies in agriculture. So, which young people are attracted to technologies. We have our drone program, and we are developing mobile apps for agricultural solutions and so forth. So we are trying to attract young people, and we are working with some of the tertiary institutions like the CASE, UWI, and of course, Northern Caribbean University to get some of these young people interested. They have great ideas and they can develop applications for agricultural solutions.
All right, explain the drone program. What is it?
Well, we are using drone now in RADA. We have established a drone unit as a result of bilateral cooperation between RADA and the CTA of the Netherlands. And we have gotten a drone from them, and we are now building out a drone unit, trying to get more advanced drone, which has capability to do mapping. So we can actually use it to assist in our pre-larceny program. We also use the drone to identify crop areas to get accurate measurement of land parcels. And of course, we also use it for what is called vegetation indexing, which means that we can fly over a particular crop area and determine the nutrient status of the soil as well as the nutrient status of the crop and so forth, having
Excellent.
entered predetermined values based on demonstrations that we would have done.
We're going to take a break now and come back with more information on RADA's initiative post-COVID or during COVID, because we're still trying to deal with COVID. So we'll come right back with more information.
Sweet Jamaica, we not left ya. Tough yam and banana, we not left ya.
Finger-licking jerk chicken, Helsha fish and bami, we run down yam and banana, roast breadfruit, sweet potato pudding. Jamaica food sweet. So let's make a pledge to use more local produce and less foreign goods. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow.
Sweet Jamaica, we not left ya.
We're talking about some of RADA's response to the pandemic in helping farmers to ensure food security for Jamaicans. And we're talking with Peter Thompson, who's the CEO of the Rural Agricultural Development Authority. Now, so our production, is it back to the level pre-COVID? Because we're still seeing high prices for foods. Is there any need really for these high prices?
Certainly, we have some reduction in output in terms of our agriculture. But as we speak, the production is stepping up to the level and probably will go beyond the COVID era. We have, through our production incentive programs, we have assisted farmers with seeds, fertilizers, and chemicals to get back into production. So by the end of August, into September, October, we're supposed to be seeing lower prices because the volumes will be there.
Okay.
And well, if the hotel does not open up fully, we still will have to use our mobile markets to get
Yes,
out the production to consumers wherever they are.
yes.
So
Because
we are
just,
seeing signs, and of course, the weather conditions as we speak, very good so far.
yes.
The farmers are getting a lot of rains in the production zones, and we believe that this will help to improve our production.
So as the rains come now, what should we be doing, the farmers, what should they be doing now? Because, some crops don't like too much rain, but too little rain is still not good. What should they be doing now as to prepare for the rainy season and the crops?
Well, one of the recommendations, as we do annually, is to educate and sensitize farmers about, you know, changing in weather patterns. And as it relates to the hurricane season, we would expect some amount of rainfall. So we always encourage them to clear their drainage, put head drains where necessary in the fields, and also to do raised beds. So if you are planting crops, you could raise the bed so it allows for free movement of water, so you don't have water concentrate in the field to any great extent. So we have been teaching them mitigation strategies and how to cope in the event that we have excess water. And
Right.
of course, we try to plant crops that are more tolerant to water,
What are some of
especially
these? What are some of these crops?
the vegetables to some extent, and of course, you know, uh, tree crops, which will not readily wilt with excess water. And of course, our farmers, many of them operate in greenhouses right across the island, so they would be somewhat protected from excess rain because these plants are planted above ground in some extent in containers.
Some areas are still having drought conditions. What should those farmers be doing?
Those farmers what they should be doing is plant drought tolerant crops such as cassava and some other tubers. And of course, we encourage them that during the periods of rain to harness and store water. And we will be making a bold attempt to assist these farmers with irrigation systems. Unfortunately, we can't accommodate all farmers possible because resources are limited. But whatever we can do to assess and to assist the most vulnerable farmers, then we will be trying to work with them. We will be giving them irrigation kits, which include black tanks and irrigation hoses. And in some areas, we expect that the farmers will harvest water from their roof, especially if they have buildings in close proximity to the farming area, harness water and to use so that you don't use domestic water for agricultural purpose, because there are disadvantages of using domestic water. It acidifies the soil in some extent.
Yes, right. Is that a part of your farm water management unit?
Yes, we have a water management unit in RADA that address these issues.
Okay. All right. So what are you doing with farmers now as it relates to marketing? I know we're going to do the markets, the little markets, but what else are you doing to help them with the marketing their produce?
Well, we have been linking them to markets. We have what is called the Agricultural Linkages Network, which is a partnership between RADA and the Tourism Enhancement Fund. And many farmers have been selling their produce through that portal. It's more like what is called a call center where farmers would have called in to tell what they have, and the center reps would link them to particular markets, be it hotel, local green groceries, and of course other persons who might require agricultural produce to do their business.
Do you give any assistance to householders?
Well, we are on that drive now to assist householders who have adequate land space in their backyards. We will be providing kits, which will include packages of seeds, fertilizers, and probably some chemicals, as well as instructions as to how to grow these particular vegetables, condiments, etc. So that will be rolled out within another month, and we hope that householders who are at home can enjoy the benefits of losing some calories and, of course, provide adequate nutrition for their families.
Yes, yes. How can we get to you?
Well, you just call any RADA parish offices island-wide or call 1-888-ACT-RADA, and you can get more additional information. And of course, our extension teams are out there, both marketing and livestock, and farmers, householders can always free to call RADA parish offices, or you just go to the RADA website and you get information relevant to what you want to do, and you can ask any question.
This has been Get the Facts. Our guest was Peter Thompson, CEO of the Rural Agricultural Development Authority. Thank you so very much for watching. Join us next time for more information on Get the Facts. I'm Rose Campbell. Take good care.
An important message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. What to do if you think you have been exposed or are experiencing signs and symptoms of COVID-19. Immediately call 888-1-LOVE. That's 888-663-5683. In addition, you should stay at home. Don't go to work, school, or any public place. Do not use public transport, and avoid visitors to your home. You may need to do this for up to 14 days to reduce the spread of the infection. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
We keep the food conversation going, but this time let's explore the nutrients these foods provide and what they do for our health.
Eating healthy by having a balanced diet consisting of items from all the food groups and consuming the right portions is important to get the nutrients vital for disease prevention, growth, and good health. Essential nutrients are building blocks for the cells that make up the body, from bone to muscle, skin, and hair. One of the most critical ones is protein, which is made up of different amino acids, some of which the body can make on its own. We need a variety of proteins to function properly, many of which can only come from the foods we eat. Meats, fish, and eggs are essential sources from animals, while plant sources include beans, nuts, and some grains. How much protein you need daily depends on a variety of factors, including how active you are and your age. Carbohydrates are the main nutrients for fueling the body's energy needs, especially our central nervous system and brain. They help protect against diseases, but some carbohydrates are healthier than others. Some healthy sources include your fresh produce, such as yam, banana, breadfruit, and tubers, as well as whole grains, fiber-rich vegetables, and fruits. Less healthy sources include refined grains and products with added sugar. Fats often get a bad rap, but it's important to know that healthy fats are essential to our body's function. Fats aid in vitamin and mineral absorption, blood clotting, building cells, and muscle movement. Fats are high in calories, which is a measure of energy from foods, but the World Health Organization recommends keeping daily calorie intake from fat at under 30%. Including healthy fats, which are the unsaturated fats in your diet, can help balance blood sugar, decrease the risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes, and improve brain function. Healthy fats are also powerful anti-inflammatories and can lower the risk for arthritis, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. Some of the well-known unsaturated fats are the omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Sources of these healthy fats include fish, seeds, nuts, and vegetable oils, olive, avocado, and flax seeds. Trans fats are to be avoided, and we should also limit our intake of saturated fats, of which the main sources are animal-based and include butter, cheese, red meat, and ice cream. Vitamins are organic compounds essential for normal growth and are required in small quantities. There are 13 essential vitamins that the body needs, and these help lower the risk of diseases such as lung and prostate cancer. Vitamin A supports healthy vision, skin, and bones. Powerful antioxidants like vitamin C boost the immune system and helps the body heal. Eating a varied and well-balanced diet of fruits and vegetables should supply the body with the required vitamins. Minerals are also important nutrients needed for building strong bones and teeth. They help with regulating our body's metabolism and keeping us properly hydrated. The mineral calcium strengthens bones and teeth and helps with nerve signal transmission. It also helps to maintain healthy blood pressure and with muscle contraction and relaxation. Iron supports red blood cells and hormone creation, while the mineral zinc boosts the immune system and wound healing. The body also needs water, which improves brain function and mood, and acts as a shock absorber and lubricant in the body. Water also flushes our toxins, carries nutrients to cells, hydrates the body, and prevents constipation. Even mild dehydration can make us feel tired and impair concentration and physical performance. In addition to drinking water, we can hydrate ourselves by eating fruits and vegetables such as spinach and watermelon. Start treating your body right. As you grab your next meal, make sure you're getting all the nutrients needed in their right proportion.
There's no getting around it. With COVID-19 among us, going back to school this year will look vastly different than it has in the past. As you prepare for the resumption of classes on September 7, here are a few things to keep in mind. Find out early about the safety measures at your child's school and whether there will be traditional in-person classes, virtual learning, or a mix. Ensure your child's school bag includes soap, an alcohol-based hand sanitizer, and a mask. Teach your child when and how to use these items and the importance of social distancing. Check your child's health status each morning before they head out, and do not send the child to school if he or she has flu-like symptoms. Make sure your child gets a balanced breakfast before hitting the road, and generally ensure they are eating well to boost the body's immune system. Speak regularly with your child to know if he or she is feeling anxious or otherwise troubled by what is happening at home or school. Stay in the know, be informed, and take the steps necessary to keep you and your family safe while formal learning resumes. It's all part of making sure Jamaica is the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Well, I dare to make a difference, and I dare to take a stand. Let me dare to think of someone else who's in need of a helping hand.
The Office of the Children's Advocate is very aware that we have some parents who get particularly anxious at the start of a new school year. And so we really just wanted to share with you a few tips that you can utilize to help keep your children, especially the very young ones who are going out for the first time, nice and safe from sexual abuse. Parents need to recognize that the private parts, as we call them, or the genitalia, are regular parts of the body. And so in teaching your children about the forehead and the nose and the hand, you can also teach them the names of these body parts, because that does two things. It puts them in a position to speak about these parts when something is going wrong, and it also tells them that even though they're private parts, it's not too private to talk about, particularly with a parent. Children need to know that there should be no secrets between them and their parents or guardians. Oftentimes, when persons want to abuse children, they tend to encourage them to keep a little secret. You know, this is between me and you. But from very early, parents need to establish with their children that the lines of communication are open. Mommy and daddy, or auntie and uncle, or whoever is the responsible adult in that child's life, can actually have a discussion, age appropriate of course, about anything at all that may be troubling the child. The third tip is that parents need to cultivate throughout the child's lifespan that environment whereby the child feels comfortable to speak. Conversation should not be off limit, topics should not be taboo, and you really need to get to a stage whereby you have teachable moments, we call them. So we see a lot of things reported in the newspapers, sometimes on the nightly news, and we can use some of these instances of horrible things that are happening to other children to start little discussions with our own children to give them tips as to how they can avoid or prevent, perhaps completely, any such reality happening to them. For these tips and of course any other information that deals with children, that is anyone under 18 years, please feel free to contact the Office of the Children's Advocate. We're at 72 Harbour Street, downtown Kingston, and our numbers are 948-1134, or website www.oca.gov.jm.
Well, I dare to make a difference, and I dare to take a stand. Let me dare to think of someone else who's in need of a helping hand. But if I dare...
This is where the show wraps, but another is in production as we speak. It comes your way tomorrow on this station. And of course, much more can be found on our website and the JIS YouTube channel. Check them out and spare some time to connect with us on all the social media platforms. Until then, I'm Adrian Atkinson saying thanks for your company and see you next time.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.